Boom.
Yes. Are we on? We don't. I actually trust the process now to the point where I don't feel like I have to check it. But for the final time, I will check it. But I'll get on with it while we're checking. Yes, we're in. We're on. We're over. Yes, everybody, smash a like for us. Let's get this party started. Do you know what time it is? It's a quick shit vid to some extent. We'll see how long we're here for. It's going to be half an hour or so. I want to keep it light. But before we do that, you know what time it is? Got to move this bottle out of the way and get that badger in and on and over here. He's in, he's on, he's over, he's here. We're live again 3 times today, which, well, not 3 times really, but 3 videos. I'm going to keep this light. I've been flicking through Twitter and the obvious meltdown that's occurred. I don't know, did we get the badger in and on and over here? I think I did. There's been some crazy abuse floating about as well, which I don't want to go down that line with it, you know, so I don't want to be too... I've had a Toby Carvery guy. This is what I did. So we lost for the first time in 18 games, 17 games unbeaten. Then the 18th game, you know, we finally lost a game to a team that are, you know, in really good form. Oh, I've lost my asset. How's that happened? What's occurred there? We don't want that. I wanted to use this. Problems in the system. There we go. We're not going to do it yet, though, so we'll talk about that in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But so keep it light. This is what I did. We lost the game finally. So I ordered myself a Toby Carvery. I thought, get the big king size fucker. Got it delivered. Delivered here. I got it out. I just woofed it down. All the trimmings, job lot, full turkey and beef. Want the warmest thing I've ever eaten, in fairness. And, you know, if anybody that's going to come at me with the pelters for liking Toby Carvery, it just is what it is, a Toby Carvery. It's simple. Like, you know, easy. There's one down road. Just, you know, got it delivered on my Uber Eats app. This video is not sponsored by Uber Eats, believe me. Yes, AO, get the like smash. Thank you, sir. So this is called Terrible Twitter Takes. So we're just going to have a bit of a laugh. Fark has played it down about the implosion. He had his interview after the game and he's played it down. Does anybody actually think there's an implosion on the horizon? So unfortunately, the answer to that is yes. There's loads of people think that there's an implosion on the horizon. As I say, I'm going to keep the abuse well and truly off the channel for now. If we lose on against Millwall, it'll ramp up pretty aggressively, you would imagine. So maybe there'll be a case for, you know, if I'm a little bit more frustrated about it. But I just couldn't be bothered going down like the Solomon abuse and the Aronson abuse. Peru's getting abused, you know, for the miss. Mellier's getting abused. It's, to be fair to Twitter today, it's been quite dominated by the reffing decision, which is rare, isn't it? Normally we go down into, well, it's not rare, but I just mean we normally where Farker out starts happening, players get absolute pelters, but the ref's been getting it hardcore, which I thought he were terrible today, but I'm not keen on blaming refs, and we had chances to win the game, so just ignore the ref. It was a pen, and obviously it changes the game, doesn't it? You know, penalties definitely change games, goals change games, but stating the obvious. But we just got to take his chances. Before we do the shit Twitter takes, I think it's worth mentioning this on our chances. So, despite scoring the most amount of goals in English Football League, Leeds United have lost 4 games in the Championship this season, all 1-0, which is quite interesting, isn't it? In them 4 games, despite scoring 0 goals, Leeds' combined XG, which I think XG is rubbish, to be fair, but it has been 5.53 in them combined 4 games that we've lost. So that proves that we've had absolutely tons of opportunities to win the games. We know this. When you're watching it, unless you're blind, you can see that we are always capable of creating chances. I said at the 80th minute there'll be 2. We'll get 2 after. If we get a chance before 85, we'll get another one before 90. To be fair, we didn't get one before 85, but we did get a big chance. You know, the Byram header before 90. So you know that we're always going to create chances, and we can actually get chances from corners and stuff. But let's have a bit of a laugh. So the first one, easy stuff, this, but Sunderland and Sheffield United now means fuck all, which we can all agree is a shit take, isn't it? Terrible Twitter take. It doesn't mean fuck all, does it? It's 6 points against your biggest rivals that has put us top of the league. We are still top of the league. Had we not won them games, we wouldn't be top of the league, would we? So I don't understand why we have to go. We've been beat by Portsmouth. Pompey were extremely. I think Farker mentioned something about their own form. The best this calendar year have been the best team at home statistically, or something he said, or one of the best for certain. Aronson hasn't, right. Aronson, this is another one. Everybody's remaining nameless here as well, I think, for the sake of it. But as I say, if the people need the names, we will get the names. Aronson hasn't a single ounce of footballing ability in his little girl's body. Now, the reason why I started this whole thing by saying I don't want to go down the abuse line, I think that's pretty abusive. Do you know what I mean? But like, this is sort of the tamer side. Aronson hasn't a single ounce of footballing ability in his little girl's body. That's so mental, isn't it? Another one. Meslier is the worst keeper in the league. Silent S is the worst keeper in the league. I know some people will probably agree with that. I am not on board with that. Solomon is shite, and we'd be crazy to spend money on him. Just to recap, Meslier is the worst keeper in the league, and Solomon is shite, and we'd be crazy to spend money on him. I think most people agree that Solomon's been really good for us this year. If we don't end up signing him and we can find a better option than Solomon, fair enough. But, you know, I personally think Solomon's worth signing. I don't really know what else we'd go out and get for 15, 20 million, 10, 15 million, maybe, if you can pick him up for that. I think we've got a decent relationship with Tottenham. We seem to do loads of part exchanges, or not part exchange, but we sort of swap players quite a bit. We loan them. We sold them Gray. We tried as best with Spence, but it's something not quite right with him, isn't there? Farker is a bottler, and he's fucking up with the best squad in the league. ... Again. Now, I don't think it's that Farker's a bottler. I don't know how you can accuse Farker of being a bottler when he has secured promotion. You know, he's the king of the championship. Really, he will get us out of here. And if he doesn't this year, he's sacked. So, but he will. He will. He's calm. He's the only one. Thank God, he's the only one that's calm. Somebody said today on Twitter that, and I think it might have been in jest, this one, to be fair, but saying they knew that announcing Kinnear. I mean, this is in jest. It's quite funny. They knew that announcing Kinnear would be leaving the club at the end of the season was detrimental to the side, you know, so as a real effect on the side. I thought that was quite a good one. How many times do I have to shout this exact point? He's a very, very average manager who is fortunate to have a squad of players that make him look better than he is. I promise myself I won't let it get me Radji, but it's not going to get me Radji. But how many times do I have to shout this exact point? Well, how many times have you been shouting it when we was on the 17 games unbeaten? Does it matter? Genuinely, does it matter if he's an average manager and we've just got, he's really fortunate that we've got the squad of players that we are and he looks better than he actually is? Who cares about like the ins and outs of it like that, really? Does it matter? I don't think it matters. That's wrong. I think it's completely wrong. I think it's nonsense. But Farker is a bottler and fucking up with the best squad in the league. Again, how many times do I have to shout this exact point? He's a very average manager. He's fortunate to have a squad of players that make him look better than he is. Right. Next was, does Farker actually know what his best lineup is? So I think we can all agree, yes, Farker knows what his best lineup is. Farker definitely, he plays the same in that what he's been accused of relentlessly. His best lineup is Meslier, Silent S in net, Bogle right back, Firpo left back, Struick and Rodon centre back, AMPADU and Tanaka in the centre. I think he'd go with that. James, Aronson, Solomon, Peru up top. That is his best lineup. What are you talking about? Does Farker actually know what his best lineup is? What do you mean? Yes, we've got a couple of injuries, so he's had to move stuff about. AMPADU went into centre back, picked up an injury, so Struick's come back into centre back. He'd never moved him out at centre mid had we not received injuries. He definitely knows his best lineup. So, you know, here we go. Is there behind-scenes politics at Ellen Road where some players may or may not be demanding contract certainty if we go up, and the 49ers may or not be reluctant to commit to new contracts? I don't know about that, man. I can't imagine the players will be solely focused on getting us up. I don't think they'll be messing about thinking like, well, they're not going to throw it, are they? G60 Nick says, look at these guys out managers. They could give Rooney a run for his money. This is a brilliant one. And this is not to bash Joseph, you know, but everybody else gets bashed. And for some reason, we have to talk about the potential of Joseph as though he's the second coming. And where I don't really see where this potential even comes from. He played well against Chelsea about 8 years ago. In a game where Chelsea were a bit all over the shop. In a cup game, he got a chance, it just goes in. It's like, you know, sometimes it's just your day. Still got beat, like, but, you know. Please give me Joseph in the starting 11. I cannot watch Aronson kill our attacks time after time again. It's time for a freshen up. Now, you can talk as much as you want about the fact that we needed a 10 in January. I think, in hindsight, we did, you know, whether or not there was one there to be for the taking or not. Peru Paraparisley's good value for 20 minutes in 10. I thought, again, you know, today, there's also been a thing floating around on Twitter suggesting that it's because our substitutions are sort of a bit telegraphed. We sort of know that Rothwell's coming on and we know that Nonto's probably going to, but I don't really know what else you want him to do about it. You know that Aronson's going to come off, Peru's going to go into 10 and Joseph up top. Well, yeah, the other managers do know that, and the Farker will know that about what they do, that the likelihood of their substitutions. What do you suggest? Where does Joseph come on then? Does he come on at right back just to spook the other manager? So he goes, oof, that's a, you know, ridiculous decision, but we weren't expecting that. I can understand, you know, obviously at times when you're not winning every single game like we have been doing, we've been unbelievably good. I can understand thinking we need to freshen something up, but in reality, we've lost a game of football where Portsmouth were decent today. They were bang up for it, and we had plenty of chances to win the game. If we'd have won today, you'd have said we want it as best, but we won, and that's what, you know, and we should have done with the chances we created. But please give me Joseph in the starting 11. Cannot watch Aronson kill our attacks time after time again. Aronson didn't even have any opportunities to influence the game today. I honestly don't think he did. I thought it was an awful game for him, and I don't think he was very good within the game. But I don't think that calls for just get Joseph on, get Joseph in the starting 11. Like we've had that. We did that at the start of the season, and then, you know, we all decided after a while that Joseph maybe wasn't quite at it, wasn't quite good enough. Nick LUFC says, need to start Rothwell and play Nonto in the 10 worth of try matching them together. I won't go Nonto in 10, but I personally would be starting Rothwell. I just think he'll control games. This one's a bit, so we're getting a bit more aggressive here, to be fair. Meslier, silent S, is retarded. Get him out for Darlow and you go up as champions. Keep him in and it won't even be the autos. Now, I know you can say whatever you want about this goal that's gone in. I don't. People like Rodon, and I like Rodon, and I like Meslier, silent S, I like them all. But people like Rodon, so they won't accept any fault on his behalf. And then every time he moans, I mean, there's another one here that says, Rodon actually hates Meslier, silent S. And it doesn't say silent S, but I'm adding it in there. I hate that comment. It's such a stupid comment. Meslier actually hates... Rodon actually hates Meslier. Why? Because they're kicking off. And Rodon, in reality, hesitates. I think Meslier Santos hesitates coming out of goal. He's indecisive. And then Rodon thinks he's coming to clean up. So he bottles it himself. He backs off himself. So get him out for Darlow and you go up as champions. Keep him in and you won't even be the autos. It's crazy. We've lost a game of football. Honestly, if you want Mez out next season, fine, whatever, just the narratives that you can create from a loss is just insane. And the traction that it picks up is absolutely wild. I mean, some of these have got like thousands and thousands of views on Twitter, like just a post. It shows you what the reach has been. It's crazy. Lassie Mooma says, no panic. We have won so many games with what we have. We can win more the same way. But it looked like we were missing a proper captain today. I do think AMPADU is a big miss, to be fair. Yeah, I do think AMPADU is a big miss. Never want to see Gruev starting over Joe Rothwell again. Now, the reason why this made the cut is because I agree with that, but I can't agree with it as the statement. Never want to see Gruev starting over Joe Rothwell again. Ever again, sorry. So about a month ago, when Gruev were coming back from injury, we were playing the away games. When we was on the run, Gruev's massively influenced this run as well. Also, he's been a massive member of the squad this season, even though he's had his big injury. To say that you never want to see Gruev starting over Joe Rothwell ever again is too crazy. It's pinning the blame on Gruev. Everybody in my live stream today agreed or said that Gruev played better than Tanaka today, but nobody's going to call for never want to see Tanaka play over Rothwell again, ever again. Now, I don't because they're not going to do that because everybody loves Tanaka, and that's fine. Tanaka's been amazing for us, but Gruev has as well. Never want to see him starting over Joe Rothwell again. Well, I want Joe Rothwell in the side, but I don't think we have to. I don't understand why you can't just say I'd be starting Joe Rothwell over Gruev. Why the crazy comment? I know it gets the traction, does the crazy comment, never want to see it starting over Joe Rothwell again. It's like ever again. Crazy. Andrew Marsh says, we were just poor. Will people get over it? People are waiting, man. They're all brand new people when they get here. It's like they did it on my live show, like the reaction. They all pop up out of nowhere, and I've not seen any names. You know what I mean? I get used to all you guys' names. I sort of feel like I know you a bit. And then they pop up out of nowhere, and I'm like, I've never seen your name before. Do you know what I mean? It was a wonder goal, to be honest. Credit to him. I thought it were a bit of a shit show defensively, though, today. I'd rather see Schmidt start ahead of Rodon and Joseph ahead of Solomon. Schmidt over Rodon? You can't have Schmidt over Rodon. Schmidt can't play centre-back, dude. All team suffers dips. We got this. It's not even a dip, though, is it? I know what you mean, but it's, just lost a game of football. The name is Liam, says, I call them the doom and gloomers, lad. The second we lose, they scramble out of the woodwork and scream Farker out. Absolutely, mate, yeah. Somebody's put carbon copy of last season. Cruising at Christmas. Didn't sign anyone. International break, which has not been yet. Players looking tired. We don't look up for it. We're falling apart again. It's just like a bit of an off game. And then we're so keen on rewriting this Leeds history, which think whatever you want. It's like people have been, I mean, this is a notable, this is in there as well. We're losing to Fat Frank's Coventry in the playoffs, aren't we? And I'm hoping that one's in jest because it's not a bad joke, that. But no, that's not happening. And I'm not having Frank Lampard becoming the fucking, he couldn't even zip up Farker's coat. He wouldn't have to lace his boots. He's not wearing them. Couldn't even zip up my man Farker's coat. It's nonsense. Rothwell did nothing when he came on, says Andrew Marshall. I'd argue, he delivers the ball that Byram nearly scores from. So, you do, the thing is with Rothwell, you get the delivery every single time from him. The thing as well with it, I thought we stifled him slightly. by just then when we changed formation and we dragged all forwards on. I think it stifles him. Just can't understand the meltdown. 1 defeat. If we lose next 2, I'll start to worry. I know it's like everybody just predicts the future, like sees it coming. Are all those naysayers going to stop supporting Leeds if we miss out on promotion? Yes, I said it. A win, lose, and draw. We are Leeds. Well, I don't think that. I think they support them more when they're losing. So, no, I don't think they will stop supporting them when we lose. I think they like it when we lose. Told you 2 weeks ago this would happen. No one believed me. What did you tell me, Arthur? Remind me what you told me 2 weeks ago, that we'd lose to Portsmouth. I don't remember you saying that. What else have you predicted? Get your prediction in now, Arthur. So we've got the receipts for it. So that in 2 weeks when we're back on track and with 3 or 4 points clear, with 5 games to go, and we're looking like we're going to win league. Can we have your predictions on that, please? Can we have your predictions on Millwall? Speaking of which, we'll add this to the stage with my new slides. Look at this average position here. So Millwall in 12th, QPR in 14th, Swansea in 15th, Luton in 23rd, Middlesbrough in 9th, Preston in 16th, Oxford in 18th, Stoke in 20th, Bristol City in 7th, Plymouth in 24th. You cannot tell me, with them 10 games remaining, you cannot tell me that we aren't going up. It'd be the mother of all collapses if we don't go up. Burnley have got to play Sheffield United. I think 3 games before when we play Stoke on 21st. That's around that game. With 3 games to go, they've got to play each other. So there'll be points dropped there, regardless how that goes. We only need to go up in the top 2, as everybody's obviously well aware. Like when we beat Leicester City players, thought we had right. But what you get your prediction in, Arthur? That's not a prediction. That's just saying what happened last year. We missed an open goal before Rothwell came on and had good chances, good crosses as well. Millwall at home, how many games at home here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 at home, 5 away. So that's 15 points secured. I think we'll win. Arthur, you're not saying out, dude. I appreciate you to some extent, but you're not. I want your predictions for Millwall, QPR, and Swansea, please, because you've told me that you told me something 2 weeks ago, and I can't help but think you're lying. We'll do Millwall. QPR, everybody's banging on about our old form to QPR and how it's a bit of a bogey team for us. And obviously, they spanked us towards the end of last season away from home. So it does feel a little bit like, history repeating itself. But I don't think that's the case. See how that one goes. I think we can lose another game, to be honest, come end of the season. But we don't really. You want it to be sort of in the middle of this somewhere, don't you? We want to get on a bit of a run, 4 or 5 game run. Middlesbrough might be a tough away game. They're 9th in league. There's gonna be like we said before. Yes, Mingy, what's good, brother? Like we've said before, there's gonna be a couple of sticky. There's going to be a couple of sticky random games. So you're looking at, the best placed team is obviously Bristol City in 7th. That's at home though, and Middlesbrough away in 9th. So you're looking at them thinking they're the hardest fixtures, but we've learnt today that Portsmouth ended up being, extremely competitive. I think Plymouth will be down and out by end of the season. Not worried about that last one. Don't need to worry about that anyway. But once we get, these next 4 hugely winnable games, 12th, 14th, 15th, and 23rd. Middlesbrough away, I do think might be a bit sticky, but again, you can't predict these things. We might dig that game. Preston 16th, Oxford 18th, 20th, and then by the time we get to Bristol and Plymouth, will be done. Exactly that, Mark Jones. Yeah, we've always got a reaction out of it. So, my man Farker just needs to bounce back, doesn't he? The boys to bounce back. The boys are back in town. But yeah, there's nobody panicking around here. Arthur, I want you to tell me what you told me 2 weeks ago. I've still yet to find out, and I'm going in a minute. Ain't nobody down round here, Mingy. Biddly bo. Then next 10 fixtures. Lose 1, draw 1. What points that leave you with? 27, 26, 25, 24 points out of 30. I think that's right. My maths is not always the 27, 26, 25. It'll be down to 24 points. Got 24 points with piss it. What points tally are we on right here, right now? 76, 4, 80. Fucking hell, that 24 takes us to 100. Texas, that still gets us 100 points. We lose and draw a game. 100 points is a nice marker. Yes, Marky boy. Ain't nobody down round here. Unfortunately, Arthur, you didn't get a chance to get your predictions in, so you'll be able to tell me when we do lose a game in 4 or 5 weeks again. You'll be able to tell me that you predicted this, even though we can all see that you didn't. But yeah, just thought I'd jump in and do some terrible Twitter takes. It's only just begun. Take it easy, everybody. Shout out to everybody that follows me and all that stuff. If you can keep subscribing. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers before end of year. That's my challenge that I've set to myself. I think I'm on 4,500 or something at the minute. So yeah, whack a like for us on video, boys. It all helps the algorithms and all that stuff. Take it easy, everybody. I'll speak to you soon. Peace. Boom.